Chiquinha, Chiquinha,
Go check out the room.
Chiquinha.
Alright, so I'm in Nadi, Fiji. Nadi is where the airport is at in Fiji, so when people first come in on an international flight, probably like 95% of the time they're going to come into Nadi. Suva is the big city. I actually have a lot of footage from Suva, but I'm going to play that in another separate video. And basically right now you can see that I'm arriving into the downtown part of Nadi by car. I rented a car while I was there. Driving in Fiji is fine. People drive a little bit, not perfect, but it's not bad. I've seen much worse in many other places, including Mauritius, which is kind of similar island with also a large Indian population. But actually Fiji was fine. I say Indian population because Fiji is about 50% Fiji Indian and about 50% are Fiji locals. Right now you can kind of see me. I'm trying to fiddle around a little bit with the camera, trying to find a good placement for it. Later in the video I find a great placement for it. So at the beginning I don't quite find it quite for a few more minutes yet. So you're going to see a little bit of jockeying around with the camera. But I think I wanted just to leave it all there because everything is interesting to somebody who might be interested in seeing what Nadi is like and what Fiji is like. This part of Fiji is not where the airport is at. So this part is more the functional area where the locals live and work, much like Suva. Suva is a city that's also the same. The tourists are in the resorts. And the resorts are centered more closer to the airport, and there's a large area that has all the most expensive hotels where they're all at as well. Locals can go in there freely, no issue for them as well. You might be wondering why I'm not actually just walking around. Part of it is because I was trying to get to Suva, and as I was trying to get there, I was trying to time it just right. Oh, there's a tourist right there with his hat on. So there's not many tourists in this area, so it's kind of surprising to see one. I don't think you're going to see very many others in the downtown here. So basically I was trying to get to Suva, and I was I wanted to get there before the sun went down, so I had lots of time to film, and I was able to do that. So ordinarily I would have got out of my car and I would have taken the camera around and walked around in the crowds, which exactly what I did in the much larger city of Suva, which is probably better because that footage is pretty cool actually. Really, the density of Suva is really incredible, more than I expected. But even in this city, there's quite a bit of density. There's quite a few people on the sidewalks, and I've kind of found that everywhere in Fiji and all the towns that have any population to them at all. And the population of Fiji as an island is not very many. It's like maybe, I think it's less than 1 million, whatever it is, 800,000 maybe. So these cities are, like this city I think is maybe 40,000, Nadi, and I think that Suva might be like 160,000. So right now I'm still holding the camera in my hand, and I'm actually kind of filming with the camera. I think it's outside of the window, I think. The window's rolled down, and in a minute I'm going to find a perfect setting for it, and then the footage is going to be kind of set in a nice way. You'll see that soon. One of the things you're going to notice about Suva is that things are in English. So there's like Chicken Express, everything is in English. It's an English-speaking country, so that was actually quite great for me. That doesn't mean that all the locals speak English perfectly. Some of them use different languages as well, so I think I overheard like a Fijian language and also different types of Indian languages. So those are also used as well, but the official language that both groups use to communicate with each other is English, and everything's written in English. So if you're an English-speaking person, that's great for you, right? So basically what I'm doing is when I came into Nadi, I was like, oh wow, there's a lot of people on the sidewalk, so I'm just going to drive around in the downtown area, and so I kind of find this nice block that I'm going to go around. It's quite large, so it's going to take me a good 10 minutes to get around it. So it's not a block, it's more like 5 or 6 blocks, and I kind of just go around in a circle. So in this particular spot, it's a little bit of a dead space, but that just gives me time to talk about other stuff. But actually, as the car stops, I got some really good views of just people doing their thing. So that's kind of why I like this video, especially as we get on further. Another thing I want to say right now is this is called GetSidetracked. And if you want to see more of the Get Sidetracked, just put a hashtag in front of it. You can search on Google if you want, hashtag Get Sidetracked, and just put Fiji in it. I'll put all the videos of Fiji all together, and you just have to search that one word, all one word, hashtag Get Sidetracked Fiji, and you're going to get all my Fiji videos. This is the first Fiji video, by the way. So if you're one of the people who have subscribed already to me, and you're looking for other ones, and this is a brand new one, you're not going to see them yet. But I'm definitely going to be putting them up in time. Right now, I'm basically going around the block, but I wanted to keep this as well. I can cut anything out, but I kind of like, you see the fences. I like the way that there's all these fences. Kind of gives you a sense of the city a little bit more too. Also, you can kind of see like the way that the structure of the houses are. You know, those like 2-story housing with kind of a balcony around them. I like that. So that's actually pretty endearing to me. I mean, like I think probably a lot of people wouldn't really feel very secure seeing fences anywhere, but I think in a lot of places that's the norm. Fried chicken place. So this is maybe about 2 blocks away from that main downtown street. Nadi's not very big, so once you get in this direction, it kind of gets more like this. But I'm going to turn around a corner fairly shortly, and then you're going to get back into the density of people again. The reason that I'm filming and sharing this is because a lot of times I search on YouTube for different cities and different, I want to see what's really happening there. A lot of times when I look at, like a TV show about Fiji, for example, you're going to see rich hotels, you're going to see the resorts, you're going to see, all the stuff that people pay a lot of money to do. But here's another. This has a lot of security in this one too. It's kind of, I find it interesting. Looks like that might be kind of a community building. It looks very spacious and wide open. But anyways, I think there is some security issues. I didn't feel it from the people. The people seemed very, very friendly. It's amazingly friendly. But I think I've heard that somebody was telling me that around Christmas there's a little bit more crime because of people trying to get some money together for Christmas. It's a very religious place. There's a lot of things about Jesus is Lord and things like that. I saw it on cars and on buses and things like that. So I think Christmas is a big issue. And like a lot of Christian countries or Anglo countries, the Anglo influence, seems to be crime, like Catholic Church, Catholic, Christian, whatever. Not that there's any correlation, but it's just something that seems to be the case, and I guess Fiji has a little bit of it too. But again, I didn't come across it or experience anything like that when I was there. In a minute, we're going to be getting into the more interesting part. There's a police truck, and so we're going to turn around and we're going to get more of the density of people, and you can start to see a little bit of them, more people kind of moving around everywhere. So okay, and you can also tell because of all the parking meters, right? So I think that one right there is a little bit of Chinese characters on it. So now I'm turning around the corner, or no, this is the street that's going to go right into all the downtown park, and you can see more people walking across kind of everywhere, and then once I get stuck in here, there's going to be a little bit of traffic, so I can capture some good footage. Breakfast crackers. Okay, so yeah, actually there's a little bit of Islam too. So I saw some mosque here and there, but I think it's something like 85% or 87% is Christian. Maybe like 10 or 12 is Islamic, and I think they're usually around the Indian population, I believe. Knitting company. Let's see, Chung's Chinese flower shop. So okay, so I guess at this moment I cut off the video, but then here's my new technique, and I was actually using a little bit. So I roll up the window, and you're gonna see it, I think, in this part. But I roll it up and it captures my little GoPro camera right up at the corner, so it's like closed. Actually, I can tell already because it's already secure. So I have it right now. It's like securely in place, and that camera is not going to move. I can capture that perfect view from that side. And it's actually also kind of interesting too, because as I'm driving, because people are looking at me, they're not really sure what that is, that little camera up there. It's because before I had the camera and I'm kind of like holding it out the window and kind of pointing it around, and it's moving around. But now I kind of have this perfect straight-on image. So if you are a person that likes to, here's another Chinese place. There with the Chinese characters. It's Indian. So, but basically, if you are a person who likes to try to capture a little bit of stuff with the camera in the car, I think this is actually the best that I've seen. Like now that I can capture the people quite like this, it's quite interesting. And actually, there's a lot of stop and go. So I'll have certain places where I just kind of hit everything just right. As far as, you know, a combination of people and no cars between them and me. So here we go. We're stopped right here. And actually, this construction is this street I'm going to be taking around the corner, and then it's going to be much higher density. Let's see, kind of surprised at how much Chinese stuff I see. So there's a lot of Indian families. I like the Hawaiian T-shirts too, right? Like it's going to be kind of a theme throughout the Pacific. I don't know if they'd call them Hawaiian. I guess they'd call them Fijian T-shirts, right? Fijian dress wear. I think that guy just, he recognized the camera. Yeah, I guess every once in a while people will look. There's a guy that calls out to me from one of his stores, and he sees that I'm tourist looking, that I'm a non-local. So he runs out of a store and yells for me, "Hey, come to my shop, come to my shop," as I'm driving by. It's kind of funny. So yeah, so actually, you know, people are aware of me as I'm driving around for sure. So basically, Nadi is the place that all the tourists are going to go, and then actually it's kind of funny because when I went over to Suva, very few tourists are there, and you can feel the difference. Oh, there's a souvenir guy. That's the guy that's yelling at me right now. So, hey, come over here, come into my shop. I guess he came out of his business because he saw me driving by, but it's not like I can park in Chicken Express. So. Yeah, and actually you kind of see the people are kind of interesting in Fiji. I think Nadi has a little bit more of the, not as many, I think Suva felt like they had a lot more Fijian, but also definitely had Indian too. But I think Nadi attracts more of the tourist stuff, so I think that makes sense where you'd see maybe a little bit more Asian businesses, because I think they're also attracting, you know, people from all over the world as tourists. Also, if you're a tourist, you're probably not going to see this city. One of the things I learned right away when I came to Fiji is when I was researching, I kind of like seeing where the locals go, so that's why I got attracted to Nadi. So I think this video appeals to people that are like me, who also want to see where locals go and what they do. For tourists, usually they go to the other islands. So even when I bought my Fiji Lonely Planet travel guide, you know, it's all based on the other islands. I could get very little information about, you know, the city of Nadi. I didn't even know that this bigger downtown was here. I thought it was all around the airport because everything for the tourists is centered around there in the guidebooks. And there's a little bit there, but not much. But basically, this is the city. And in a minute, I'm going to go over by the airport and I'm going to show you how more deserted it looks. That's going to come up in about 5 seconds. I'm going to transition and it's going to come right to here. So now I'm out of this downtown, and this is over by the airport, Capricorn Hotel. That's where I stayed. It's kind of near Burger King, which is right there. And this is what you see over by the airport, and this is what all the tourists think that Nadi is. And it's actually under construction, but this is the road that everybody would take, and you'd get over to the resorts. Capricorn is not really a resort, it's more of a hotel on the main street. But you can see that, you know, in the main road here, it's just not that pretty, basically. Which I guess is why the cities aren't really well known for tourism anyways. You know, you want to get to the other islands, but if you're a person like me and wants to see what the cities and what the people look like and what's the more functional things, then this video is for you. Okay, so this is the end of the video, so please make a comment, like the video, show that you support it, encourage me to create a lot more. Please subscribe to the channel and show some love and some support.